we are going to be reacting to more Sam Does Arts, reacting to Raiden TikTok art tutorials number 15. This is, we reacted to one of these before, and I think these are really good. I think it's really good to make these, especially for like the new people, you know, to get tutorials out there, or rather get tips out there for the new people. Need to know like what to do, what not to do, things like that, to help them with their own art. So I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna be drawing while I'm more so working on my art while I'm reacting here. So yeah, let's go ahead. And I also I will be having links to this video down below. While you're down there, go ahead and like, subscribe, comment below, all that fun YouTube stuff. Yeah, let's go ahead and just get into it.
Sketchbook tour. Wait.
So if this landed on your For You page, it's probably because you're learning color. And
Or I like balls. Sorry. Dude, what is that?
Sure.
Oh my god, what is that? What the? Oh, you're disgusting. What's up, guys? Welcome. Please pardon my appearance. I just woke up and I'm about to subject myself to some TikTok art tutorials for the sake of the babies. No better way to start our days than with some TikTok tutorials. How to draw any pose. Okay, I'm here for it. I'm down. Let's do it.
Yeah, right. Any pose?
Oh my god, these are some good drawings. Oh, granny. Ooh. Ooh, I like that you're asking us to find a reference. Start with the head. Okay, is that a box?
Yep. Reference.
Move on to the torso. There should be a rectangular shape to represent the... Okay. All right. I see you with your boxes. The shoulders are represented by spheres and the arms are represented by thin cylinders. Okay, you know what? I draw my arms the exact same way, so that looks pretty good to me. The hips are represented by a rectangle. Oh my god. Cylinders for the legs. Okay, they split into two parts. Okay, these are going way too fast, but you know what? You get the idea. Advanced extra tip. What could it be? Could it be a box? If you get a different colored pen and draw a horizontal line with a vanishing point, the figure should fit into a perspective box really well. I called it. What the that's actually a really good tip because oh my god, all these boxes, I'm gonna cry. Now you guys probably know that I don't really have the best relationship with boxes, but the perspective box is one of the few boxes whose existence I can accept. This box is a useful box because our brains have a hard time comprehending perspective on complex figures and forms, but when the shape is just a simple box, we have a much easier time understanding the perspective on that object. 9 out of 10. I'm docking 1 point because of all the boxes you subjected me to.
So many boxes.
So early in the morning, bro. Ooh, construction lines. Ooh, oh, this looks very good, actually. This is very promising.
Yeah, it's looking really good. Oh, wow, okay. I like that.
Oh, you kidding me? You could have stopped it right here and I would have been just as happy with the result. This is amazing. Now here's a shot of this person's process with all the construction lines. And personally, I don't really know what exactly is going on here. This looks like a whole lot of jumbled spheres and circles with a line running through the mouth. But if it works for you, it works for you.
Here's the secret to drawing dynamic poses. This shape. This shape is extremely versatile and can be used to depict any pose at any angle. What is it? It's a torso. Notice the shoulder, hip, and the pinch. By drawing the center lines and indicating where the neck and arms connect, you can have it twisting and turning whichever way in 3D space. If you didn't know, I learned this tip from Ethan Becker. He made a whole video about it.
Dude, speaking of Ethan, where the hell have you been, man? I haven't seen you in ages. Bro literally went to the store and never came back. Anyways, Ethan, if you see this,
No, Papa, no! Come back!
Missed you, bro.
Hey guys, Ace here. I'm here to talk to you about our sponsor, W. What does W ask? I'll go ahead and tell you. W is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like other energy drinks. W contains amino acids, vitamins, a nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. Best of all, it's zero sugar, no hidden ingredients, and gluten-free. W sells all different types of flavors, including Tiger's Blood, Japanese soda, Push and Punch, and s'mores. You can also head over to their website and check out their merch and shakers. Also, W is currently doing a collab with Soul Leveling. I personally got the Ingress bottle because Ingress is awesome. But there's other bottles as well, let's do different flavors. So what are you waiting for? Use my 10% off code and get your tubs today. Thanks again to W for sponsoring. Let's get back to the video. Or the stream. Wherever this is playing.
So what's funny about this is during my younger days, in my brief stint at Sheridan College for animation, one of our life drawing teachers was walking us through how to draw a human pose, and he actually used a very, very similar shape to this. Just more rounded, more bean-like. But same concept, you know, you got a volume on top and a volume on the bottom. You have a straighter side and a kink in one side. So that's how
I do think that when you draw humans or creatures, animals, I think you should try to stick to more, you know, more oval shape, you know, for your bases. You know, there's nothing wrong with this either. That's fine too. This works. This kind of more pointed jagged edge that does, I think that does help in terms of trying to get this more dynamic look. But you could also just do the more rounded versions too as well. That's how I feel about this. But either way, I think works. It definitely just try and stay away from boxes. So I'm trying to get at for sure. I'd say like in the beginning when you first start drawing, boxes are fine, but try and get away from them after a while. That's my take on that.
how you know this method is legit, and a lot of professionals actually do use this when they draw dynamic poses. 10 out of 10. Easy hand drawing tutorial. No such thing as an easy hand drawing, but you know what? Let's give it a shot, okay? First, draw a shape like this. I love it, okay? We're breaking it down into simple shapes. Number 2, draw the first joints. I mean, okay. Number 3, draw second joints. All right. I mean, we should have kept breaking the entire hand down into shapes, but it's okay. That's all right. Third joints, okay. 5, add details. That's a dude, what is that? Oh my god, what is that? What the? Oh, you're disgusting. 1 million likes? Oh, I'm tired. I'm in the wrong niche of art, bro. This is what I gotta do. The way my smile disappeared. For the tutorial itself.
Yeah. I'll let Sam talk.
I'm gonna give you a 6 out of 10, but you know what? I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna steal this idea. If you can't beat them, join. How to blend colors like this?
He didn't really go into detail there. So the problem here is that you skip steps. It's an art tutorial, and I get it. You're trying to be quick because it's a, you know, TikTok short, but like, or whatever it is, or was it? Yeah, TikTok short. So, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't, just because you're trying to be quick, it doesn't mean you can't. Why are you skipping steps, bro?
This using those pens, and dude, what? No way, man. You're blending your colors using those fat pens. Okay, so I didn't mean a body shame, but like I'm gonna get canceled. Start with the black color, okay? Keep using the same light pressure, but change.
Well, I will say that I will add that the pens themselves, yeah, like the part you're holding is fat, but like the tip is still fine. It's not like the tip itself is fat.
The coloring direction, so you're basically doing hatching, okay? And then on top of this, you add color and they redo the steps. You're going so fast, my god. Then redo the same steps I did. Oh my god. Yo, what the? You're crazy. You're crazy with those pens. But you know what? This is a great tutorial on hatching and how to blend.
I didn't know they made those pens still. Had those kind of pens when I was a kid.
Your hatches, but it also shows you that if you know what you're doing, you can pretty much do what you want to do with almost any tool that you're given. 10 out of 10, man. Good job.
If you want to get better at drawing manga, then you definitely need a big influence to learn from. Today I show you 4 mangaka who are big inspirations for me. Shinichi Sakamoto is one of the greatest manga artists of all time. He created the masterpiece The Climber. His art is impressive. I love the way he draws the face, but I also love how he uses the rhetorical devices to furthermore express the situations and the feelings the characters are in. And we don't have to talk about his background. Just look at this double page. Tatsuki Fujimoto is definitely one of the most creative mangaka out there. All of his manga have a cinematic feeling. His paneling style is unique, especially because he often draws back to back the same panel to show the reactions of characters. And everything in this manga has a meaning, because he loves to play with symbolism. As you may know, Yukinobu Tatsu was a manga assistant for Tatsuki Fujimoto, and he is the perfect example for just do what you want to do. The manga Dandadan is crazy, and he shows that you always need to express a part of yourself. Kamome Shirahama is a big influence for me, and she is the perfect example how an art style should fit a manga story. I personally have never seen such a creative way to panel a manga, and I really want to see more fantasy manga with this kind of art style.
The mangakas out there are on a different level, bro. They're just, look, we are here. We exist on this plane, and these folks are like cosmic beings. They're just
They're
Oh,
over
I
there.
cannot comprehend it, but you know what? I'm gonna save
They're
this
up
video
there.
so I can come back to these artists.
How I mix colors.
Oh, it's Andrew. I love Andrew.
In painting just about
Yeah,
anything,
oh,
I like to use the
you know,
same
this
linear
guy.
palette, which has a representation of each primary color plus white and black. Using this palette or a similar one, you can mix a good approximation of just about any color, from a 3-day-old banana to the dark part of your disembodied soul. Now let's use my arm as a basis for mixing skin tones. I start out by making a general mixture for the darker values of the skin. I know to start with red since both the subject and light source are warm, and will add blue to darken it as it is a shadow. Next I use more red and add white to make a vibrant red pink for where the form turns from shade to light. A little more blue for areas that are falling away from the light but not in total shadow. Then a lot more white and yellow for areas directly facing the light source. I'll use similar mixtures moving down the palm, weighting them with red when I need them warmer and blue when I need them cooler. Finally, I mix a strong highlight of mostly white and yellow for the most reflective and highlighted parts of the hand. And that's it. Thanks for watching.
What a flex, man. Free-handing a hand. No sketches,
right?
no drafts, just with a tiny brush and paint. That's insane. But you know what I will say, though?
Andrew's
a lot of
insane.
people nowadays
Such a
are
great
growing
painter.
up and just drawing exclusively on the iPad, where you get to pick the exact color that you want. When I was growing up, I
Yep.
only did traditional art, and having to actually mix my paints helped me a ton when it comes to understanding colors, as well as just how they interact with each other. You know, like how you mix blue and yellow and you get green. If you
Yeah, I when I did color theory, all the art was done, had to be physical, physically. We had to, it was all done like with paints and pencils and stuff like that. Like there was no digital. None. We had to mix paint. We had to buy paint and mix it to learn color theory. That's how we learned. It's the best way to learn.
identify as an iPad kid and you've never actually had a chance to do traditional painting, I highly recommend it because it gives you a whole new perspective on how colors work. 10 out of 10. Once again, Andrew, Jesus. POV, you found a method better than Loomis. Oh, okay, let's see. Where's the method? What the are you kidding me, dog? Are you kidding me? See, I got so mad just now, I exited the app by accident and I just lost the tutorial, but no matter, I still have a rating in mind. 1 out of 10. Where's the method? Is the method just drawing? Are you out of your mind? Yeah, alright, let's teach that to the beginners, huh? This method is better than Loomis, and it involves just drawing. No! Now listen here, if you guys are beginners and you have trouble drawing the head, the Loomis method is extremely helpful. And you don't have to draw those construction lines every time you make a face, but I highly recommend you just take a look at it.
Yeah, because it's definitely good to do in the beginning, but when you get to like my level, I don't really use it anymore. I kind of do, kind of don't. I do if I am having problems, you know, it's kind of just like, well, let me just fall back to, you know, this, you know, the Loomis method, the, you know, construction lines and stuff. We fall back to that point just to, you know, just to help me because I'm fucking up at the next step. You know what I mean? Like, so let me just kind of go back a little bit, restructure myself a little bit, and that'll help fix where I'm screwing up. So, yeah, that's kind of how it is. But yeah, at the beginning, there's nothing wrong with you know, Loomis.
To get a better understanding of the shapes that make up the head. Okay, don't listen to tutorials like those that tell you to just draw. God. Sketchbook tour. Wait.
Damn.
Oh my. Oh. Yeah. I can't. I'm speechless. Oh man, this is what it's all about, bro. This is art. I freaking love charcoal. The only reason I don't do more charcoal in my sketchbooks is because it's dirty.
Never
I'm a
liked
bit
charcoal.
of a clean freak.
Exactly.
You know,
That's
I don't want
exactly why
charcoal
I
all
don't
over
like
my
it.
face, all over my hands, all over my belongings. I don't want to be eating charcoal, pooping charcoal, sleeping in charcoal. So there really is something about the texture of charcoal drawings that you don't really get with anything else. You know, it's kind of grainy, kind of low resolution.
I do respect the
It's
people,
almost
charcoal
like,
artists,
if you
though.
were to sketch with a mechanical pencil, you might get something that's more akin to an iPhone photo, you know, high resolution, high definition, whereas charcoal is more like shooting on film. You know, it's got a lot of grain, a lot of movement, a lot of feeling. It's different, man. This is a 10 out of 10. Insane sketchbook, dude.
How I draw in this style. Step 1 is choose a reference. These are the materials you'll need. Start with your sketch. Erase it until it's barely visible. Start going back in very lightly with colored pencil so you can easily rub it out if you go wrong. Develop it further, going darker with your shading and defining the edges. I like to keep the rest of the drawing, hair, clothes, etc., quite simple so it doesn't draw attention away from the face. I sharpen my pencil again and go back to darkening the edges. I also add highlights with a white Posca pen. The finished product.
Solid tutorial, 7 out of 10. I liked seeing all the steps, but what would be even more helpful for me as a smooth brain is if I saw you actually in the act of drawing, you know, so I can understand how you move your pencil. Are we doing hatching? Are we doing circular motions? Are we doing smudging? You know, that would just be very helpful to know.
Agreed.
But good job.
So if this landed on your For You page, it's probably because you're learning color. And
Or I like balls. Sorry.
your shading probably looks like this, where in order to shade, you just take a color and then darken it a little bit, which may not be technically wrong, but is flat and amateurish. So let's fix that. Here's some basic color terminology that I've gone over in past videos.
God.
Now let's jump right into it. Now, like in the opening example, we're going to just be doing colored balls. So I'm starting with the same red as before, then I'm cooling it down and adding the shade after it's been cooled, which gives us a much more dynamic and natural shadow area. Now for the light, we want to stay in the warm tones, but push a little bit more toward yellow, so the light area gets a bit more orangey. And then you can just do a solid white for a specular highlight. Now let's do this one more time with a blue ball, starting with the same blue as before. And for the shadow, we're actually going to push a tiny bit warmer and get this purple. Now since our shadow got warmer, we are going to get cooler with our highlight. And really quickly, one more in yellow using the same ideas. Now let's take a look at the color swatches. As you can see, the shadows generally push cooler and the highlights generally push warmer. Pretty straightforward, right? So to recap, dynamic natural lighting tends to get away from that monochromatic look that only plays with tints and shades.
Very, very good explanation and a very good demonstration here. I always like to talk about the importance of this because I used to actually do the exact same thing. I used to never shift my colors when I go from light to shadows. And for the longest time, I couldn't figure out why my colors were just looking so dead and gray. And this is why, you know, you always need hue variations in your colors as you're painting if you want something that looks a little bit more dynamic. One thing to mention is, and a lot of people kind of fall into this trap too, is you have to observe the reference. You have to know that the shadow doesn't always lean cool or always lean warm. It all depends on the environment that the object is in. If the environment is producing, let's say, a cool toned bounce light, then obviously the shadow is probably going to be more cool tone. So pay
Bounce lighting. That's literally what it is. Bounce lighting. It's the way it looks. So I actually have an example. I haven't posted this piece yet, so but I posted the piece to my Kofi and Patreon, which go ahead and, you know, follow that, subscribe if you want to see you know, art coming. But let me just switch over to, so this is Yodari. This is a new character. Got coming out for Zenless Zone Zero in the future. At some point, they haven't announced when, but they did kind of reveal her after she got leaked. But so with this one, now there's a difference here with the coloring, the overall coloring. So because of the environment that she's in, and I wanted to have it kind of I wanted it to kind of merge. I guess I can actually pull Cyborg up as well. Hold on, as another example here. So with this piece, it kind of looks all nice and kind of even and everything with the color in. This kind of not so much. I kind of didn't hear, just because of the background I was doing. I didn't really feel like I wanted it to mesh too much. But this one I did, just because of the look I'm going for, and all because of filtering. Do you see that? All I did here was take this purple, and then I brought the opacity down, and then I set it to a soft light. And there you go. And now, even though it's not part of the shading layers or anything, or lightened layers or anything, it still blends in with that. So you still get that look of, okay, well, I'm still getting this kind of purplish lighting. Whereas here, there's no filter. And that was intentional. I did on purpose. I didn't want the filter in because I just wanted the character and the just the background. You know, I didn't want any special lighting or anything for this one. This one I did. That was also because this is also part of the Titans project. So for the most part, I'm staying away from doing any kind of dynamic lighting or anything. I'm gonna be saving that for when I get everything together, which will be soon, after I finish Aqua Girl here. Yeah, so those are two examples of kind of lighting and everything. And the other thing too is the bounce side as well, like even like right here and right here. So I created this kind of light green light down here, and then this would then create a bounce light in here where the shadow would be. So otherwise it would look more like, and also the same thing here. So she has this like kind of glowing, whatever this is, talisman little device, whatever, and that's like this rainbow thing. And so with it being so close to here, it would then kind of do like a bounce light here. But also this is a brighter light, so this would have a better, so it's hidden here and here, so it's like kind of affecting the shadows a little bit. But without that lighting, that secondary lighting, those would look like this. And also here as well. So oops, I didn't mean to do that. In here. So without, and then I guess let me turn all this off. Look how dull that looks compared to all the secondary lighting, the bounce lighting, all that stuff. So if I turn it all on now, boom, now it kind of gets more dynamic looking, especially compared to like something like Cyborg, which again, I intentionally didn't want it to be dynamic, but I did kind of do what I could to make it still look good without being dynamic. So there's nothing wrong with it not being dynamic. It's just, that's the difference, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna close both these. I'm not gonna save that because yeah. Anyways, going back to, back to this. We're almost done.
Pay attention to that, and I guarantee you guys are going to get great colors in your paintings. 10 out of 10. Great tutorial. Love the balls. That's going to do it for today, guys. Check out my Patreon if you guys want to see monthly tutorials that are going to help you on your art journey. I just uploaded one last week about all of the important proportions and measurements that I use for drawing humans, portraits, bodies, and hands. Subscribe to my channel if you guys want to see more art-related videos, and if you want to see my face again. I don't know who would ever want that in their lives, but if you do, thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's...
All right, yeah, go follow Sam. Go like his video and everything. Again, there'll be links below. I'm gonna post it here for the live audience here. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.